Welcome back, everyone. I've got a nice cup of tea and I'm ready to play. So we finished off and we were just at Grimbriar's Lodge. So let's talk to them and see what they want.
How can I be of service?
I'm short of officers, newcomer. If you are here to aid me in my fight against the outlaws in the Bree-fields, I welcome you without reservation. My friend Lothar may have need of you as well.
Stay a moment.
My job is to guard Bree. I don't have the men to waste patrolling the countryside, but of late I've had reports of brigand raids near and around the town, so I moved to this location to keep closer watch. I need someone to look into these rumours, and I've coin to spare for anyone willing to help. There have always been a few outlaws in the hills and dales north of town, but it seems that recently they've grown both more and numerous and more bold. If you can find out what is going on, it would be appreciated. Careful though. Once these outlaws would flee, any armed man. But now they are more prone to attack without warning. The farm across the road seems to be overrun by the brigands. You could start your investigation there. Let's talk to this dwarf as well.
Is a moment of your time too much to ask?
Hail, good lady. I was wondering if you could help me with a bit of a problem. It seems that no sooner did I set my latest blade out to cool than someone stole it. I didn't see who made off with the sword, but I suspect it was one of those mansmiths working out at Thornley's. Their craft is nothing like dwarf craft, and likely their jealousy of my workmanship moved one of them to steal my blade. If I were to ask them about my blade, they would just ignore me. You, though, by the look of you, are a great warrior. If you were to ask them about my blade, they'll be honest with you. How about it? Can you find my stolen blade? We will certainly investigate. So let's go and find evidence of the brigand's loyalty. And we'll also go and ask the smiths about this dwarf's blade. When I don't have the floaty names on, I don't see the enemies. It's bad, I know. I'm just not used to it. You found a strange medallion. That was fast. Normally it takes a few kills to get that medallion to drop. But I'm not complaining. Another player. Well, I'm playing on Laurelin today. Can we go?
What can I do for you?
What? Stolen sword? Stolen from a dwarf? I don't know what you were talking about. Please go away. I don't know anything about it. Kenton mops his brow nervously. Yes, I admit it. I took it. Please, don't tell the constable. Please. I did it to save my family. See, a brigand named Nate. He told me that he would hurt my family unless I made a sword for their captain, Blake. But I didn't have the iron to forge one, and I was desperate to save my family, so I took the dwarf's sword. Nate said that before he gave the sword to Blake, he was going to test the blade against the workers at the site of Thornley's silo, just before the graveyard and the Boar Hollow. If you find him there, maybe you can convince him to return Lothar's sword and leave my family alone. What do you say?
Can I speak with you a moment?
Now I want to set matters right. I do. And maybe you can help do that. See, like I said before, Nate said that before he gave the sword to Blake, he was going to test the blade against the workers at the unfinished silo site to the east. The site is just before the graveyard and at the top of the Hollow of Boars. If you find him there, maybe you can convince him to return Lothar's sword and leave my family alone. What do you say? I say yes. We will do it. That was just the deed to complete quests in Bree, which I think we'll definitely do. Well, here's Nate. As you kneel to examine Nate, it is clear that he is quite dead. His hand grasps the hilt of a sword, but the blade was snapped off and is nowhere to be found. You take the hilt from the dead brigand's hand. I like that they've added more to this work site. It used to be quite bare bones.
Greetings.
What? The blade broke and Nate is dead? Oh, this is bad. Very, very bad. What if Blake comes looking for his sword? I won't have one to give him and they'll do something terrible to my family. I need a sword to give him. If only I had another blade to give them. Wait, do you think Lothar would make another? If you explain the situation to him, my family is in danger. Could you please ask him? I'm not sure this dwarf is going to be too happy to fulfill that request. But there's no harm in asking. Worst you can do is say no. Another blade? He cannot be serious. I am already behind on other work, and now I must forge a new blade for Chief Watcher Grimbriar. Time is precious. Don't give it away for nothing, my father used to say. Lothar cuts himself off, lost in thought for a moment, then continues. Actually lost my father to brigands a few years back. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Bah, give me that hilt. I must be going soft. I'll do it to keep his family safe, but he's going to have to do something in exchange.
By Durin's beard, won't you give me even a moment?
Now I'll help that Kenton Thistlewave by forging another sword, but with two conditions. The first one is that if the brigand doesn't come around looking for the sword, I get it back. Second, Thistlewave gives me a hand and does some of the simpler work I've got piling up around here while I forge the new blade. Here, take these things over to him to work on. The axe needs a new haft, the bellows need new leather, and the helm needs to be reshaped and reinforced. Take that over to Kenton and tell him if he gets it done and I'm happy with the work, we'll call it even on the cost of the two swords. Now, off with you. I've got to get to work on this new blade.
How can I be of service?
Since when are outlaws able to afford such things as medallions? Even the constables don't have badges. And who is this Sharky fellow anyway? This is very disturbing. Your find seems to suggest an organisation that we haven't seen before in these brigands.
Would you do something for me?
I have a spy among the brigands who may be helpful in divining the true nature of this Sharky. I will send him a message instructing him to come to a certain hill not far from here. Meet him there and ask him about Sharky and his plans. The meeting place is by a great rock in a small stand of trees directly north of Breetown. If my spy has no news to share, we will need to find another means of learning Sharky's plans. Okay, let's go and meet this spy. And then after that we can take these items for repair, I think.
I don't know anything, I'm sure.
We must be quick. I think they suspect something. Wait, what's that sound? Look out, here they come! Oh no, I've been followed by Sharky's men. Here they come, please. Fight them off. Thanks. I hope these notes I've prepared are helpful. I better get out of here. Tell Grimbriar I'm done with this business for good. Let's have a read. Since Sharky's men have come up from the south and taken over, the local brigands have changed from being common thieves and robbers into something more like a small army. Dirty and ill-equipped though they are, by combining their numbers, they may be stronger than any of the town guards. The Bree-land brigands of past times might have been crude and dirty outlaws, but they were still men of Bree for the most part, with relatives in the towns and farms of the region. So they weren't all that inclined to heedless violence. But now, Sharky's men have changed everything. No dissent or skirmishes is permitted, and under their brutal fists, the brigands of the country have become far more dangerous. It seems that Sharky's men are gathering their forces for some important task, and I am afraid they intend no simple thieving. It may be that they mean to take over all of Bree-land. I know little of these men from the south. They are almost all ill-favoured brutes, but they are well armed and skilled fighters. They do not trust the native Bree-land outlaws with their secrets, but they revere a leader they call Sharky. I am sure that Sharky is not yet in Bree-land, but it may be that he will come soon. Where do these men come from, and where is Sharky now? I do not know this for sure, for I have never travelled beyond Bree-land and do not know the Southlands. But these men sometimes speak of a place called Isengard. They come from beyond Andrath, maybe as far as Dunland. It seems from what I have overheard that they are rivals with some band they call the Iron Crown, but I know even less of this.
What can I do for you?
This is dire news. I suppose it was all too much to expect that it would all turn out to be some minor brigand leader's dream of lordship. Well, I should not blame you for doing what I sent you to do, though it is a pity you did not return with better tidings. I think I know our next step in this action, but it is a grim task I will send you to perform. I think we might take that bow, actually.
Would you do something for me?
Now listen here, I am not going to invite the aid of those rangers out of the wild. The men of Bree are capable of defending their own lands from the threats they face, and we will not rely on strange folk for assistance. This information speaks of the captain who led the raid on Dogwood's farm and his current location. We have a chance to strike a telling blow against these brigands and find out more about them. It appears that the leader established a camp within a thick copse of trees behind the knoll to the west. The knoll in question is to the south of Dogwood's farm. Let us strike this blow for the men of Bree-land. Just realised I haven't actually equipped a few things. So we'll take off this one that does, for some reason, 10.077 power. Yes, we'll equip this new bow. And I think these are both better, yeah. There we go. Yep. All done. Let's get these notes first. Then I think we need to go back to Kenton Thistleway. Simple. Let's loot this pack. Sharky has ordered that we all immediately step up our activities around Bree. No traders must move without paying off our people, and all the farmers must give us all the food we need. Forget about guards and garrisons. They are nothing to us anymore. Let the constables handle in Bree and arch it, so long as we own the roads and fields. Andrath is already ours. We will soon have all the land between here and our encampment at Brigand's Watch. Soon we will have all of Bree-land in flames. And there's one more thing. The boss is interested in some hobbit named Baggins. Certain riders have been sniffing around asking for that name, and you should look out for it too. If you find any hobbit named Baggins, let me know at once.
Greetings.
We have them now. This information proves that this Sharky fellow is intent on establishing a strong foothold here in Bree. It also tells us of their largest encampment outside of the Vale of Andrath, at a place west of here that they call Brigand's Watch. The Brigand captain there passes orders out to his lieutenants that come directly from Sharky, if we can get those notes.
Would you do something for me?
With your help, we draw ever closer to shutting out this upstart Sharky. We are closing in more and more on his location and the size of his force. We now know that the Brigand's Watch to the west of here in the foothills of Bree-land is a staging ground for future assaults. The Brigand's captain hands out orders from Sharky himself to his lieutenants. Likely they are kept somewhere safe, a lockbox, or even on his person. We need those orders. Head to the Brigand's Watch and get those orders. And we've got something else.
Would you do something for me?
If you are going into the heart of the Brigand's encampment here in Bree-land, can you search for the goods they have stolen from surrounding farms and from shipments along the roadways? While Bree is not suffering terribly at the moment, it is only a matter of time before the current stores are empty. If the Brigands continue their assaults, then there will be no food, ale, anything to appease the Bree folk, and then we will have much more to worry about. Will you not look for the stolen goods while in their camp? We will definitely do that. And let's return to Kent and Thistleway. Get those things done. And make sure we do everything here before we go to the camp.
What do you need?
Of course, I'll do this work for the dwarf. Here, let me see what he has sent. Kenton examines the items. All of these can be easily repaired, but I don't have the materials to do it. I hate to ask this, but could you help me gather what I need? For the helm, ask Foreman Rosethorn over there for a few iron straps for reinforcement. The bellows will need some new leather, and I'll wager that some flawless hides from the boars near Bree will suffice. For the axe haft, I need something splendid to set it in. In the past, I've salvaged small gems from old trinkets that I've found in the Boar Hollow to the east. There are small mounds of ruins there, that like barrow stones. If you search through the debris, you might find some suitable trinkets.
This is intolerable.
Bah! He wants iron straps. Kenton always needs something. He is straining the cost of this project. We have no straps in our stores. Here, take this old iron pot. He can make some straps out of that. Okay. Let's go down into this little area. There's a debris pile, so let's make sure that we can get to it without being attacked. That's all the hides we need, but we need some of these. We need 2 more. Oh, I thought I was gonna aggro them then. Okay, let's grab these 2. Hopefully No more boars will wander over. I think that one might not be happy though. Oh no. It didn't mind.
Greetings.
Oh, good, you've returned. Here, give me those things. While you were away, something terrible happened. Please, I need your help.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Oh, it's terrible. Blake, the Brigand captain who wanted the sword, came and told me he knew Nate was dead and that he knew I had something to do with it. I tried to tell him I didn't, that I would have another sword for him soon, but he wouldn't listen. He said he's taken my daughter, Maribel, if I don't give him another sword, and soon. He'll kill her. You must save her, please. Get the sword from Lothar, then go to Blake's camp. It's in the Bree-fields, up north of Bree. I'm sure he'll release my daughter when he has the sword. Please hurry. I don't know what I'll do if they harm her. You should bring a few seasoned warriors with you. Blake's men are ruthless. That is not good at all. Let's go and talk to this dwarf.
What is the meaning of this?
Those accursed brigands took Thistleways' daughter. This is bad. The sword isn't ready yet, and I know these types of fellows. They won't take no for an answer. They'll kill that girl. You'll have to mount a rescue and free Kenton's daughter. Hurry now and gather friends. I fear you'll need them to face Blake. Time to go to the camp. So we've got a few things to do. We've got to search the tent of the captain. We've got to collect stolen goods, and we've also got to rescue this girl. Just up that hill we need to go. Let's take out these first few. If the lag will let me. There we go. What's funny is I'm recording this at like 3 PM. Exactly 3 PM. And it is on Laurelin, which is an EU server. So I would have thought that there wouldn't be too much lag today. Oh, I'm in the UK, by the way. So there really shouldn't be that many people online.
What do you need?
There she is. Thank you. Thank you. I filched the key a while ago, but I was too scared to use it. Now with you here, I can use it, and we can escape. Hopefully we can get away before Blake notices. Oh no, they've heard us. Let's put a trap down. Oh my gosh, that was the first time I put one down. Quick, follow me. With Blake dead, we can make our escape. Thank you. I think I can make it back to Bree from here. Nice. So we've got to collect 11 more of these stolen goods. Is there named one there? I try not to kill him most of the time because I know he's for a class quest. Although it doesn't really matter anymore because class quests don't award trait points like they used to. Not since they did that update which changed it. Nice. Brigand Slayer done. Watcher of Roads. I don't think we've got a title at the moment. No, we don't. Let's have Watcher of Roads. That's quite a nice title. We can pick up these stolen goods. Something that's also cool is that they've changed the animation of when you interact with things. It actually looks like you're picking stuff up. There used to just only be one animation. And that's when you activate stuff. So we've killed the watch captain. We'll need another crate. And here's a battered chest. As you know, we've had some problems getting enough men to accompany Sharky's plans for Bree-land and the Shire. All of Sharky's best you and me expected are occupied in the south. What we got here ain't quite strong enough to take on the townsfolk straightforward. Fortunately, we've been given an opportunity. Orcs have come as far south as the Greenway, even. My friends say Sharky ain't on the best terms with them up in the north, but some of the orcs who've come south into Bree-land have been cut off. These orcs down here might be convinced to join us. Of course, Sharky knows how to deal with orcs, and these scouts from the north are no doubt in a bad way since they can't get any new supplies or warriors. This could be the turn of luck we've all been looking for. Treat the orc scouts well, and tell your men not to interfere with them, or you'll be responsible for them being dead and all. Bill. Interesting. We'll have to kill all of these so that we can get one of those crates. Nice. Now we've got everything. We can return to the Watchers and to Kenton Thistleway.
What do you need?
Oh, bless you. You've returned my daughter safe to me. I can't thank you enough. You've done so much for me in more ways than you know. While you were away, I busied myself with Lothar's work. I had to do something to keep myself from being overcome with worry. No sooner had I finished the work than Lothar came over to collect it. He seemed pleased with it, even admitted that it came close to dwarf work. He promised to send me more work in the future. Celeth, you've saved my family and given me a hope for a brighter future. I can't thank you enough. Let's take the earring. Yeah. Oh, we've got some stuff actually that has been dropping. Oh, let's take this shirt. This bow is actually more damage. These shoes are nice, but they're light armor and I don't really want to lose the agility. We'll take the necklace because we don't actually have a necklace slotted. And we'll swap out the vitality earring with a higher one. Okay. Let me just quickly sort that inventory. Now we can go and hand in these other two quests of the Watchers.
Greetings.
This will do nicely. Bree is in dire need of new supplies, and this will do well to sate the populace. Without this, who is to know what terrible madness would have befallen the people of Bree? Here we are indebted to your help.
Greetings.
More ill news. Orkman. Could this be? This letter says it plainly enough. Sharky has a legion of half-orcs loyal to him that he is sending to Andrath. I have doomed my men. Let's take the shoulders.
Would you do something for me?
The Vale of Andrath is Bree-land's gateway to the south. The South Downs, Dunland, Isengard, the Gap of Rohan, all would be closed to Bree-land if the brigands are not hindered. It is clear that Sharky is no mere brigand leader. He has employed half-breeds to fill his ranks, a wholly depraved act. I sent my men to watch the ruins of Andrath and fear they may now be prisoners or worse. Please, head south beyond the Greenway crossing, further beyond the shadow of the barrows, and seek my scouts, Oakdale and Brittleleaf. Hopefully they will have found a safe place close to the ruins, likely on the eastern side. Be swift, for I fear the worst, and bring caution with you. That's likely to be a bad place. Don't know why we crossed over, because we could have just kept following the road there. No, I thought I could get over it. Let's admire some scenery. Just beyond those cliffs are the Barrowed Downs. Full of wights and horrible beasts. And then there's Bree. Nope. That's what happens when you try and be clever. Not look where you're going. Here we go. Up at these ruins is where all those half-orcs are. And then ever since the latest expansion before the Shadow, they've added in the areas beyond that. So where you used to come to a dead end here, you can actually pass down here into Cardolan. And then all the way through to Swampfleet, which actually connects to Eregion, Ernadwaith and the Angle. We just move out the way because we're about to get slaughtered. It is very cool to see new areas connecting up to the old ones.
How can I be of service?
Grimbriar finally sent support. We have been wondering if he had forgotten us. When we arrived, we found a far larger force than anticipated and knew that we could not desert the post. Already we had seen these fiends performing terrible acts. We must remain resolute and carry out our duties. Oh, we're almost level 17.
Could
That's
I
quite
speak
nice.
with you a moment?
Grimbriar was right to send us here, but we figured more support would arrive once he realised that we could not submit reports. Your news of what is happening in the north makes it clear that the brigands are moving in with the caravans they let through. Those unlucky enough to not have coin to pay for passage are treated without civility, their lives forfeit and their goods claimed by these vile creatures. Your information confirms what we have feared. The swarthy fellows among their number are half-orcs, foul beasts. The time has come to strike back. For every life these beasts have claimed, strike out into the ruins and scourge this enemy clean. I will see you paid handsomely.
Stay a moment.
There is a leader among these fiends, Sharky's lieutenant in Andrath. I have seen him, a burly fellow, a man not a half-breed. He makes his lair high in the southwestern ruins and barks orders out to all these fools. He must be dealt with. Perhaps without a leader the brigands will not recover, buying time for more to join the fight against this Sharky.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Some caravans and drivers have enough coin to press through the blockade here in Andrath. We have seen this happen a few times. The price they pay is steep and drives the prices of their goods even higher in Bree-land. Those caravans, unwilling or unable to pay the price the brigands demand. Their shipments are claimed by the brigands, and this practice must cease. I implore you, Elf, search the ruins and the enemy within for any of these goods. They are the lifeblood of our homeland, and without this trade we will begin to see true suffering.
Stay a moment.
A moment and a lowered voice if you would. Watcher Brittleleaf need not hear this, as it would only drive him to do something foolish, I fear. Within the ruins I have seen another terror, worse than any leader of men, a leader of these half-breeds. He stands taller than most and is as a fearsome sight to behold. Should you run afoul of this fellow, I would advise fleeing towards the hills, but you have the appearance of an adventurous elf, so I will offer you a reward for the defeat of this menace. The half-orc dwells just inside the gate from the south at the deepest depths of their encampment.
Why to take a moment of your time?
Since we made our way to the Vale of Andrath, I have been plagued by terrible dreams, and unaccustomed as I am to the wild, unbearable noises from the nearby swamp. My sleep, when it comes, is fitful at best, and I fear it is days since I last closed my eyes for more than an hour. I wonder, could you do me the favour of clearing out the Nika-breakers who make the swampland to the north and east their home? I would ever be grateful for your help. Okay, so we've got to kill those giant bugs, and we've also got to do a lot of damage to these orcs around here. Well, half-orcs. Half-orcs and brigands. We can collect these goods too. Seeing that huge mace. Oh, we leveled. Level 17. Perfect. Don't need those on my bar. What was I saying? Seeing that huge mace on my belt and the hammer makes me want to do a new outfit. So I think I will do another one for the next video. Okay, that's one of the bosses down. What's this for? Oh, because we haven't died yet. That's good. I wonder what our first death will be. It's only a matter of time. Let's just quickly check and see if I got any trait points. I don't know if we wanted charity as the next thing to earn. I think wit is quite good. So I'll just slot charity for now. But we will be earning wit. And we've actually got 2 points, so I'll get low cut and in for the kill. Oh wait, I shouldn't have got low cut yet because we don't actually get the skill yet. I think it's like a level 20 skill or something. That trait only enhances it, applies the root. So when we do get low cut, it's gonna be better. I would reset the points, but it's not really worth it. We're already quite powerful compared to the mobs. Compared to the enemies. There's Sharky's lieutenant. One hit. It was Heartseeker, to be fair. We only need one more goods. One more of these caravan goods. And there we go. Next stop will be the Nika-breakers. And I think we can just ride out of here. Hopefully no one will be suspicious. Don't worry, brigands, I've paid the toll. Wonderful. Let's go down to the lake, because that's where all the Nika-breakers will be all clustered. I think this is good enough. This one's hiding behind a tree. Oh! It went to hide as soon as my induction finished. Two left. One more. There it is. Okay, let's go up and hand these quests in. I love how Bree is such a calm area. Even with all of the brigands, half-orcs. It's just very chill, just to ride around. Let's talk to this one first.
What can I do for you?
I will hail the next caravan finding their way through the gates, dispatch any brigands foolish enough to cross me, and speed these goods along to those in need. It may not be much, but this will surely help to alleviate what must be a growing problem amongst many of the farmers in Bree-land. Here, you've earned this.
What do you need?
Yes, yes, I could hear the sound of the swamp diminish as the Nikas retreated from around the camp. I thank you, friend. Perhaps tonight I will find a true rest that will strengthen my resolve and restore my heart.
What do you need?
The terrible acts I witnessed that creature perform will not leave me, but I may find restful sleep again, knowing that you have brought this reign to an end. I have little to offer you, but this is well deserved. Oh. He really did have a little to offer me. We can equip those shoulders though.
Greetings.
As I expected, I fear that my companion, Watcher Oakdale, is right. Bree cannot solve this problem alone. We will need to seek counsel elsewhere. You have done your service to Bree-land, Salath. I offer you only what you have earned and what we can spare.
What do you need?
We cannot restore those who were taken, but we can rest in knowing that some manner of justice has been served. I cannot say that the future of Bree-land is brighter, as even now I see that the numbers of this enemy swells to restore those purged. Bree-land is in grave danger from this sharky fellow.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Nice, we finished some quests. I think we've still got another, yeah, we've still got another few tiers to do. But that should also mean that we have some wit. So that's really good. Okay. My resolve will not falter, but logic bids me act quickly, and so I will. I need you to return to Chief Watcher Grimbriar with all haste. Tell him what you have seen here, and implore him to see through his hatred of the Rangers. They may be the only ally which Bree-land can rely upon in this dark time. This fortress is lost to us, but Oakdale and I will do what we can to stave the tide from spilling into Bree-land before the citizens have been prepared. Go now, before these fiends see our location, and bring about the end of our resistance before it's begun. Let's go. There's no time to waste. Okay, we're back to Chief Grimbriar.
How can I be of service?
Brittleleaf and Oakdale are no cowards, but I cannot heed their advice. The Rangers are a dangerous and wild lot, and do more harm in this land than good. I will not invite them into Bree-land, where they will install themselves as our overlords as soon as this crisis is ended. No, there must be another way. I have received other news from within the bounds of Bree-land, other citizens that need defence from this brigand menace. I would see you aid them before seeking the yoke of the Rangers. Okay, and we will help all of those citizens next time. Feels like we've come full circle because we've stopped at exactly the place that we begun, which I think is kind of nice. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a good week and see you next time. Bye!